Welcome to Motions Monday, where we look at an emotional word of the day. We define that word according to the dictionary. We describe that word in daily living, and we decide, are we going to increase or decrease this emotion? Is it helpful to us or is it hurtful to us? So let's see what our emotional word of the day is for today. Our emotional word of the day today is apprehensive. Just listening to that word itself, it just sounds like there's a lot to do here because I'm feeling apprehensive. So the dictionary defines apprehensive as being anxious or fearful that something bad or unpleasant will happen. This is when you're uneasy, you're not sure, but something inside you says, something's not right here. I think this may not go as well as I hoped. I think this may not turn out the way that I wanted to. So let's describe this word in daily living. When you're feeling apprehensive, you feel anxious, right? You feel like something could happen. I'm anxious about getting into that car because that car doesn't look like it's going to work properly. I saw smoke coming out of the engine, or when the key is turned in the car, it's making all sorts of noises. That car is stalling. So I'm not sure if I should get in that car. Maybe it won't get me to my destination. It might get stuck on the road. I'm apprehensive about getting in the vehicle. Or let's talk about the example in daily living of getting on an amusement park ride. If you ever been to some of those old amusement parks, I'm thinking of Coney Island. The amusement park rides are squeaking, and some of them may even be rocking before you actually start the ride. If you hear that squeaking, which is a unique sound on those rides because they were traditionally wooden rides, if you hear that squeaking or you see a rocking even before the ride takes off, you could be a little apprehensive about getting on the ride if you don't understand the way that it's made and that that's natural because of the type of equipment, the type of ride that it is. It could let you feel apprehensive about getting on that ride. Or sometimes we're apprehensive about trying new foods, right? Because we don't know what they are. We don't know how it's going to taste. We don't know how our bodies are going to respond to it. So we are apprehensive. We're uncertain about trying that new food that I can't describe and I'm not sure what it looks like. Or sometimes you find yourself being apprehensive because you're going on a first date with someone and you've gotten to hear about them, or you've gotten to know them through email or text or friends, but you haven't actually spent time alone with them. And that first date where you're going to spend time alone with them, you wonder, will this go well? Will they accept me? Will they reject me? Will I accept them? Will I feel like rejecting them? How is this going to turn out? It makes you anxious because it's uncertain. Other times that you might feel apprehensive is when you're starting or accepting a new job, are one of the times that you would feel apprehensive, anxious, worried about, will things go wrong? Will things go right? And during that time where you're feeling apprehensive, you're actually in your mind looking for proof that this thing will be okay. And for some of us who tend to be more pessimistic and we want to make a plan, you'll be looking for proof in your mind that it's not going to be okay. And trying to figure out what to do if it's not okay, right? That's trying to resolve some of that apprehension that you feel when you're trying to figure it out. How is this going to work out? And it is okay, right? Because you're being careful to allow yourself time to figure out if something or someone is safe when you're being apprehensive. This is an emotion that should come and go. And if you feel this way all the time, it's important to get help to understand why. So this idea of feeling apprehensive, this emotion, is something that this idea of feeling apprehensive, this emotion, is something that we need to make a decision about. Do we want to feel anxious more often, or do we want to reduce some of that anxiety? So let's make a decision. When it comes to being apprehensive, it can be a safety check inside your mind to say, you know what, I need to get more information. I need to feel better about this. I'm uncertain. Let me ask questions. Let me look. Let me listen. Let me take note of something that seems out of place. Right? That is collecting information to feel more certain about a decision that you're going to make. But it's important that you don't get stuck in that area and it doesn't allow you to move forward on things that are good, that are healthy, that are positive. You also don't want to be apprehensive all the time and it turns into a constant state of anxiety. So if that's the case, you want to get help for that. So it's important, and when it comes to being apprehensive, we're going to decide that we're going to let this emotion go. We're going to listen to it, experience it, get answers, get information, but we're also going to decide that there are times that we'll have to do things without all of the information, just some. That we'll have to get to a place where we're comfortable, where we feel good about it, where we've gotten advice, information, and we have a plan, but we don't want to stay feeling anxious and irritable about a decision. We don't want to be fearful before we make a decision. Thank you for joining me for Emotions Monday, and I will see you next time. My name is Jessie Martinez, author, therapist, and coach, helping you to master your emotions.